All right. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be hosting the Zoom with all of you. Feels like it's been a while since we've done a really big team Zoom. I've been trying to break it up into individual teams, but I feel like we need to all come together every once in a while so we can all just share with each other and get some tips and tricks. So I've got my leaders on here, and they're going to share with you guys just some tips and tricks on what they do every single day to grow their businesses. The biggest question I've gotten in the last 2 weeks is super strange because everyone's asking the same question is, what do I do every day? I feel like I'm not doing enough. And I feel truly myself, like I've already been through this. I have asked those same questions to my upline. I came into this business ready to run, ready to rock and roll, and I did exactly that. But what I found out was it takes a lot less effort than most businesses do. When I came into this, I thought, I'm going to have to message people all day. I'm going to have to work my butt off. I'm going to have to exhaust myself. So when, the big rush of things in the beginning kind of slowed down a little bit, I was freaking out. I thought, I must be doing something wrong. And I called Travis and Kristen, and they're like, well, what do you do every day? And I told them, I'm utilizing the systems we have in place. I said everything I was doing. They're like, you're doing enough. Like, welcome to the real world. You don't have to exhaust yourself to work this business. It's fun. It doesn't feel like you're busting your butt. It's just amazing. So if you're on here and you're going to be sharing tonight, does somebody want to go ahead and volunteer to go first? And then we will move on to the next person. And after we've ran through everyone, if there's time at the end, we'll go ahead and do questions. I don't really want to have to call anybody out. So if somebody could just be like, hello, I'll go, that'd be great.
Jenna's going to go.
Okay. Jenna, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, my house is crazy, so I'll just go first so I can mute myself. Can everybody hear me? Am I good?
Yes.
You're good.
Okay, so what I do during the day, and I think like you had a great point, is because I always constantly felt like I had to be on my phone in my previous company. Like, I can't keep up with this. I'm never going to be successful because I cannot sit down every day. I do like run a daycare of my own, so I have kids going crazy. And I was like, I don't want to join like another network marketing business because I don't have time for it. This is completely different. Like you said, the system is so amazing. I think that like the huge thing for me is follow-ups, and I think that's what I always used to slack. And I realize no matter like how busy I am during the day, if somebody messages me, I hurry and screenshot it. And so when I go back, during the day, like in the morning or night, I can take like 30 minutes and go through like all my screenshots and respond to them. And I honestly think that all of my follow-ups, and I do it every day. I have so many people say, should I wait until Friday to follow up, because that's when most people get paid? Absolutely not, because I have most people order and join the business on like a random weekday. So I seriously screenshot any conversation that I have, go back, I'm old school, and I write it all down on pen and paper. And following up is so much fun for me because I love answering all of their questions because I'm 1,000,000% confident in all of my answers. So whatever they ask me, I know that they are going to absolutely love my answer. And I feel like follow-ups are just the key. And so that's what I do. I designate time in the morning and night for follow-ups.
Skylar, you're muted. We can't hear you.
I'm like over here just talking to myself.
I was like, oh, cool.
Everyone's staring at me like, I said that I'm taking notes, and I hope you guys are too, because this is gold. Screenshotting that would help me just be organized during the day, because I feel like I'm constantly on my phone like, oh, I can answer the message real quick, and then I'll lose track of it and forget all about it. I'll just end up dropping the ball on that person. So I love that. And not waiting until Friday. Keep those conversations going throughout the week. That's awesome.
And that's what I've been so guilty to do, because I, for the first like couple of weeks, I've had people message me and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't follow up with them. Like, I was so bombarded. I don't know who you are. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, let me give you my time now. So that's when I realized, like, when I screenshotted, I could go back through my photos and write their name down and get to them before they have to come back to me.
I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
helped me a lot.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Yay! Hey guys, I'm Nicole Johnson Apfel, and I was kind of just talking about this with my leaders. Some of us that have done either another business before or previous businesses, right? Sometimes we get a little PTSD from our other companies, and we're worried that we're not either doing too much or that we're doing way too much, and we kind of overcomplicate this. And so what I like to do is keep things super duper simple. So I literally create a routine. So this is what I do full time. I'm also life coaching, and that's going to really pick up the first of the year. But for those of us that do this business full time, meaning like you can stay at home and do this, it's a little bit, I feel, harder for us because we don't have a set routine unless we create it ourselves. And so if you don't have a set routine that you follow every day, you're going to find yourself just scrolling and not enrolling anyone. You're going to find yourself, like, I literally get down this dark rabbit hole when I start liking videos, and then I go to another video and another video. I end up going to a boutique. Like, it's just a complete waste of time. And so what I do is I start my day with self-development. So before I even pick up my phone, used to be the first thing I would do when I opened my eyes was to grab my phone, and I would just go right to my Facebook Messenger and just start answering messages, because that's what we were wired to do, that you had to constantly grind and constantly work. And I refuse to do that this time. I feel like I came from a previous company after almost 7 years. I was a top earner there, very burnt out. I was very down on myself. I was very, like, my life was just like all over the place because I was always on my phone. Literally, my family saw me like this 24/7. And it's just, I was someone I didn't like who I saw in the mirror, right? So I promised myself, one, that I would never do another network marketing business. So this is God's little wink of like, LOL. But secondly, that if I ever got a do-over, that I would do things completely differently. Meaning I would have self-development as my first and foremost, taking care of myself. That my family would never have to be like, hey, did you hear what we said? Hello. That my husband would never be like, really, you're working again? So I start my day off with very strict regimen. And so I'll call Skylar sometimes and be like, am I doing the right thing? Same thing that she did to Kristen and Travis. Am I doing enough? I'm on the leaderboard. Is that okay? She's like, oh my gosh, just keep going. So I start my day with self-development, whether that's like my praise and worship music, my devotion, reading my Bible, listening to a podcast. If you don't know me, then I'm very all over the place. And so I get bored very easily. So my days can never look the same. That's why I love this industry, and I love having this as a career, because we get the freedom to do what we want. So I switch up my self-development. I will listen to podcasts. If I'm in my car, I'm usually listening to something, either a video from the Big Team page from Kristen and Travis, or a podcast or something from Skylar. Like, I'm always constantly listening to something, because I never want to think that I know everything about this business or this industry, even though I've done it for so long. So I will listen to, like, Manifestation Babe is probably my favorite podcast right now, because I'm really big into manifesting. And so she's my favorite right now. And then the Rise podcast too, with Rachel Hollis. So I will devote 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes of my day, to self-development. Sometimes I'm really super tired because I'm a night owl, especially like on Thursdays when we're trying to like get everybody in and it's the end of the week, right? And so I'll work really late on Thursdays, and Fridays I'm super tired. So what I do is I shower first to kind of wake myself up, and then I go into self-development. But before I pick up my phone, I work on myself. I tell myself how many people I'm going to get pre-enrolled, how many people I'm going to enroll that week, and then I start working on my self-development. Then after that, when I'm like, oh, my cup is full, then I go to my messenger and I start going back through anybody that I've talked to within the last 7 to 10 days. So follow-up is key in this business. So I would say in this industry alone, doesn't matter what company you're with, mindset is going to be about 95% of this business. And then 5% is going to be like your work, right? So if your mind is right, you're confident, you're not cold messaging. We don't have to do that. Praise Jesus. You're not slaving away thinking like, oh my gosh, like almost like desperation. People can sense that. But when you're confident and you're like, oh boy, do you wish you were over here with us? People are like, what do you mean? They get FOMO. Oh man, my team is rocking. Even if you just started today, woo, my team is rocking. Why? Because they're going to rock. So you better start claiming that, right? And so whenever you're acting like that, you guys are confident and you know what you have your hands on, you've worked on yourself, you're not exhausting yourself, magic seriously happens. So I start my day with self-development, start answering my messages, and then I do a post. I think that the one thing that a lot of us struggle with too is like telling a story on our social medias. And so attraction marketing is something that's really big for me right now too. So I'm doing a lot of reading and watching videos on that. I have a degree in YouTube University. Love me some YouTube. Like I feel like I am a queen. I will know any topic when I go to YouTube. And so I spend a lot of time there like, okay, what do I want to learn, this week? Attraction marketing. So I will Sundays, I plan out my posts for the week, because how many times do you guys feel like, oh my gosh, it's Monday at 3:00. I haven't posted today. I need to post about my business. And then you're like kind of scrounging around trying to figure something out. So Sundays, I take completely off. I volunteer at church. I actually have a position at my church. So I get up very early on Sundays and I serve, and then I come home and I nap and I just relax. And then Sunday nights about 7 p.m., I'll start setting up my posts for the week. And so I just go into my notes section on my iPhone and I start just making posts, like what's a good Monday post? People usually hate their jobs on Monday because they've got a little taste of freedom and then they hate their jobs. Tuesday, people are still hating life. And then usually Taco Tuesday, right? Wednesdays, it's hump day. People finally see the weekend and they're like, hallelujah. Okay, so I kind of make a post about that. Thursdays, you better want to join me, because if you pre-enrolled, you want to go ahead and close out. And so I make a post about that. And then Friday, we kind of start over again. So I'm like, who wants to help, who wants me to help build their business for 7 days? And like that, Saturday, sprinkle in some fun. When people see you having fun with this business, when people see you having a life with this business, they'll want what you have and they're going to be in your inbox. One of the biggest things I heard in my last gig was, I could never do what you do because you never stop working. And that was something that I would hear over and over again. And I was like, oh, people are lazy. But really, nobody wants to grind so hard that they can't enjoy their life. And so you never want to get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. And so my biggest thing is that you want to have fun with this business. Show pictures of you and your friends at lunch. Show pictures of you if you went to convention, sprinkle in some pictures for Throwback Thursday. But you want to make sure that you have everything planned out. You stay super organized, and so that you're really productive. And so if you consistently work this business 2 to 3 hours each day, you will soar. And that's how I feel like I've promoted so quickly, is my time is very intentional, and I'm building relationships, and I'm showing people how fun it is, that I'm not slaving away and grinding myself to death because of this business, that people keep my inbox full. We have a viral product that everybody wants. Anybody can do this. And so they're like, okay, send me info. And so when you create FOMO, people will be in your inbox. And so that's really what I do. And then at night, I will, work for a couple hours. Then wife life, you got to get dinner made and all of that. Spend intentional time with your spouse because you haven't seen them all day. And then I usually will, when I'm watching mindless television at night, Real Housewives is my guilty pleasure. I'll usually answer messages or make connections with people. I spend about 15 minutes at night just going through my feed and comment and liking people that aren't already in the business. So I make those connections. Also, I go and wish everybody a happy birthday on my socials. On Facebook, they'll have that little thing that says happy birthday. So I feel like that's just a really nice thing to do. And then I repeat. So that's pretty much how my days are spent. And then I also devote about an hour a day to just pouring into my team. Now, my team's growing very quickly, so I want to make sure that my newbies are off to a good start. So I start a chat with them to make sure we're all on the same page. My vets now, that I call my vets that have been with me for the last 6 weeks, I check in on them, pour into them a little bit. And then I usually will do that in the afternoon right before dinner, and then answer messages at night, and then just wake up the next morning and repeat.
I love it. I hope you guys wrote all of that down. I literally am taking so many notes right now. This is gold. Thank you. All right. Who's next? We got Melissa, we got Shelby, we got Chelsea. And then I just decided during this Zoom, we have a few people that couldn't make it tonight. Tanya, Destiny, my mom, and Megan. So what I think I'm going to do is split this up into 2 different Zooms so that they can share too, maybe on Thursday. We'll see what the date's going to be, but we do have Shelby, Chelsea, and Melissa. So, and I might be missing someone. I can't really see all the names. So if you're 10K and above, don't feel bad about chiming in. So whoever wants to go next can.
I can go. So, okay, hi guys, I'm Shelby. If you guys haven't met me, Nicole just killed it, so I'm kind of shy going after her, but I'm not really super good at all this talking stuff. But the first thing I do in the morning is I go to my team page and I pour into my team. That's kind of like the first thing that I do. One, because it pumps me up. Two, because it pumps them up. And then I'll just post something inspirational or something to pump them up in the mornings. And then I do a lot of personal development first thing in the morning just because it gets me going. I'll listen to podcasts, I'll listen to videos on Facebook, YouTube, anything like that, or go back through and make sure I didn't miss any team trainings or anything from the night before. And I'll even listen to them in the shower. Like, I have a little waterproof speaker that I make use of all of my time. Like, I'm trying not to overload my family or be on my phone all day long. So if I need to, that's what I'll do is I went and bought like a $5 little thing, waterproof speaker from Target, and I just use that in the shower, and that way then I'm getting two things done at one time. I'm not wasting my time or being unintentional. The other thing that I found to be very good for my business is, instead of just posting on people's wall when it's their birthday, I go to their messenger and I like send them like a little, I made up a couple different little templates like that say happy birthday, I hope you enjoy your day, or like they're super cute little wordings or something like that, and I make sure to message them those things. That way then it's kind of me getting in their inbox, me showing appreciation for them and, you know, excitement for them that it's their special day. That's actually brought on a lot of my customers because they were like, who is this girl that's in my inbox right now wishing me a happy birthday? I've never seen her before. And so that kind of opens the door to a lot of conversations on my end. So that's something you guys can do. I post on Facebook and Instagram a couple times a day. Instagram, I normally do at nighttime. I'm also not very good at it, so I have been watching a lot of Noelle's trainings and stuff from the Rockstar page to teach myself. I am kind of not new to this, but new to the social media part because I like to talk to people. So I just kind of have been training myself to do that and making sure that I keep up on my personal development and growing myself each day so that way I can pour back into my team and to my leaders. So I don't have a whole lot. I just had to share my little tidbit. But I basically just make sure that I'm being intentional about my time. When I am growing my network, I am very intentional about it. I make sure that I'm looking for people that I would like to interact with that aren't negative on social media, that aren't political on social media, because that is a huge thing. If you're going to be negative and political on your Facebook, it can be bad for your business. So I don't look for that in people. I look for people that I can interact with, that I can relate to, that I can build relationships with. Also, what I have found is I learned this like probably 2 weeks ago. So again, it's new. But if you're adding people on Facebook and you want to make sure that you're keeping up with them, you can go to their Facebook profile and save any single one of their posts. And at the bottom, it's going to pop up as a collection. And you can create a new collection and put them into any category that you want. I put mine as like potentials or new customers or something. And then it's going to put all of those people into a category. I know Megan talked about this once, I think, and it was kind of a different way to do it, but this is a new way that I just learned. So you can go to any post on their Facebook, you can save it, and then there's a little box that's going to pop up, and you can put it into a collection, and I just put as new collection. And that's one of the second things I do when I wake up is I pour into my team, and then I go to that and I'm being intentional and I'm commenting and I'm interacting with all these new people that I'm adding every single day. That way I'm not forgetting somebody, and that way they're seeing me on their profile daily or in their inbox or anything like that. So that's kind of all I got for you guys, but I'm so excited and I'm so extremely happy to be a part of this team. It's crazy.
I know. I'm so excited too. I'm so glad you're on this journey with us. And I want to put you on the spot real quick and ask you if you will do a training, like a small little Zoom training on the team page about that, because that would be awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, phone and show your computer or whatever, whenever you can, tomorrow or whatever. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Shelby. All right, who else? Melissa.
Yes, I will go. I'm
Okay.
dealing with children right now, so hopefully I can get through this. Um, so if you don't know me, I'm Melissa. I've been in since April, and I have a very hectic, crazy schedule. This is not my full-time um, job right now. I am a part-time night shift NICU nurse, so I am up at all hours all the time. So you people who have routines, I love it. I can't wait to get to that point. But so I'm just all over the place. So one thing I definitely make sure I do every single day is I check in with my team. Hang on just a second. I have a screaming child.
This is why we love CBD oil.
Sorry.
For all of
Story
us.
of my life. Okay. So I always check in with my team, and something that I started this month is the 90% of my team have never been in network marketing before. And so they're just not really sure, the ins and outs of how, what to post, when to post, all that kind of stuff. So I've started doing a daily task for them. And then they just kind of comment when it's done. And that way we can kind of keep up on each other, how things are going, different kind of posts to do, how to get people pre-enrolled, those kind of things. So I've started doing that, and it's working really well. It's getting them excited because they're starting to see a lot more interaction. So I check in with my team every day. I also do the thing that Shelby just talked about where I do the happy birthdays through Messenger, because like she said, you're in their inbox. And I also was told that when you message people, they're going to see your post as opposed to you just commenting on their wall. It's just one of those algorithms that Facebook does. So the more you're in somebody's messenger, the more they're going to see your stuff. Also, since, like I said, my time is just weird, I'll get on Facebook and I will engage with people. So instead of just liking people's posts, I try to comment on their posts. And one of the things that actually I just learned on a Zoom that I hosted Sunday, if any of you guys were on it, that Sarah, who was talking, said she always comments with an engaging thing. So it makes them comment back. So it gets that interaction going. And then if it's somebody that you don't personally know, they're going to be like, who's this person talking to me? They're going to go check your wall out. So she said, so instead of just saying happy anniversary, she was saying like, congratulations, that's awesome. What's your best tip for making it this far? So, something like that, just so that they have a chance to respond to you. I'm trying to think of, they've hit a lot of them. I use Facebook list a lot. Anytime somebody messages me about the business, I put them in a list for leads. So about the business or about the products in general, I'll put them in my leads list. If they are pre-enrollee, they're in my pre-enrollee list. If they're a customer, they're in my customer list. And the reason I do that, one is for parties. Skylar taught me the quick trick of you can literally 2 clicks on a computer and then you can invite an entire friends list. So that's pretty cool. Very, doesn't take up much time. And like I said, my time's crazy. So another thing about the list is when you're interacting, you want to engage with these people because these are your potential customers, potential affiliates. So it's a lot easier to go to that list and just go down and comment and engage with them that way instead of just mindlessly scrolling, which I tend to do as well. I have a squirrel mind sometimes. So I'll just be scrolling and then I'll get caught off guard. So that way I'm in my friends list and I'm working through it that way. So my last tip, pray for your team. Every single day, pray for your team, pray for your customers, pray people into your business, and pray those out of your business that shouldn't be there. Powerful. I just can't say enough how powerful prayer is, and it will get you where you need to go. So that's my biggest tip for you.
I love that. I love it all. Okay, I'm going to give you guys mine, then we're going to hop off, give you a little 10-minute break, and then we're going to hop on to the weekly party. And I'm really nervous about it, you guys. This weekly party is scary. There's like 500 people on this, or maybe even 1,000 sometimes. I don't know. It just freaks me out. So this is kind of like prepping me for that. I just had to vent a little bit. I'm scared. So I'm going to have a 10-minute breather. All right, so Team Page. Let's talk Team Page real quick. So there is so much information within the Hempire group and within the Rockstar group. You have a little bit of a mix of different environments. Within the Rockstar group, it's very informational. It's like our main source, our huge hub, where we can find pretty much any answer. We can find contests, all those things. Within Hempire, it's more of a family feel. We're trying to keep it like a community so that we can be a tight-knit team. We can love on each other, encourage each other. But also there is a lot of useful information. There's tips and tricks from every leader on this team within that as well. So I strongly encourage you to not only utilize that for yourself, but pour into that. Start interacting. If you know the answer to someone's question, answer them. If you have something encouraging that you want to share that has been on your heart, please do. Go live. Just pour into it. When you guys start stepping up as leaders on this team, that is just practice for you with your own team. And you're pouring into so many people, and you're going to really reap what you sow. So that's like super, super important. But also don't spend all your time scrolling the team page. Like I usually wake up in the morning, look through it. I'll go on Kristen and Travis's page, try to find something to learn about. But I don't try to spend all my time learning because this is viral right now. This is growing right now. I don't have time to sit and learn every in and out of the business. I have tons of questions. I don't know every single answer to everything. Half the time when you guys message me and ask me questions, I'm like, I have no idea. But I am constantly learning as I grow. And, Jenna did a video today. If you guys haven't seen it, I posted in the team page. It was very, very good. She's just like, you don't have time to sit around and watch videos and learn. If you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to have to learn as you go, because this is growing fast with or without you. It's growing by 1,100%. When I joined and I called Josh on the phone and I talked to him for the first time, he told me we were growing by 700%. That was 7 months ago. It's now growing by 1,100%. We don't have time to sit around and try to find out all the answers before they're even asked to us. We're not here to be the ask all, be all, tell all. All we're here to do is help people and guide people in the best way that we know how. So you don't have to worry about knowing everything. You need to jump in and just get going. Stop worrying about, oh, what am I supposed to do during the day? And just go start doing it. You're going to learn as you go. And that's something I'm really passionate about, because when I got into this, you guys, I came from a place where I was 6.5 years into a business. I knew everything about it. At the point that I was out in my business, I could have taught a class on it to 5-year-olds and they would have mastered it by the end of it, because that's how smart I was about it. I knew the ins and outs. It was like I knew it like the back of my hand. I told myself I was married to this business. It was like me knowing my husband. Like I knew it all. And then I came over here and I knew nothing. It was terrifying. It was scary. But you know what? I didn't have time to learn everything. I knew I just had to get into it and start going and learning as I go, because if I pumped the brakes at all, that was going to affect my income. That was going to affect my family. That was going to affect my team. That I just had to learn as I went. So don't stress about knowing everything. If you don't know what you're doing, join the club. None of us know what we're doing half the time, but we're out there just doing it and making it happen. So that is just like the most important piece of advice I could possibly give you, is do not stress about not knowing it all, because you really don't need to know it all yet. And it's going to take you years to learn it. It's going to take you years to know everything. And there's no way you can jam pack that into a couple of days or a conversation on Facebook or a video. There's no way. So another thing, a little tip here, samples. I'm doing samples twice a month. I'm not offering them 24/7. I'm not offering them every single day. Honey, I've got to do this soon. Hold on 1 second, okay? I'm not offering them all the time. I'm offering them twice a month, the first week of the month and the third week of the month, because getting all those samples out is a task. It took me a lot of time to type in all the addresses and get them all sent out. It was a little bit stressful. I don't want to stress myself, but I also want people to think that this is only a limited of time offer. I don't want people to think it's available all the time. I want it to come in spurts so that when I offer it to my market, they're like, oh, she's offering samples again. I got to get in on this. If I have it available to them every single day, it's not going to be special anymore, and I want it to be special. So if you're offering samples, that's a good tip. Pick 2 weeks out of the month and do samples, and the other 2 weeks just build in different ways. Contest, same thing. If I do a contest to get pre-affiliates, I only do it twice a month. I'll do it the first week and the third week or maybe the second week and the fourth week, because I want it to be special. I don't want to say, oh, if you want to get in for a free bottle of CBD, drop your email below to take a tour of the business every single day. Like, I can't post that every single day and it still means something, 3 weeks later. I haven't posted it in 2 weeks, so now I'm posting that again. I'm doing contests like that again because I haven't done it in a couple weeks. So just be kind of aware of that. You have these abilities. We don't have a lot of restrictions. We don't have a lot of rules. Like right now I'm doing a contest, I'll buy your business contest, which I've never done, but I'm going to buy someone a builder kit. And I'm going to draw a name out of all the emails I get. I'm going to buy someone a builder kit. We're allowed to do that here. And I like that we're allowed to do that, but I don't want to make it a habit. I want it to be something special that I'm offering people. I don't want people to think, oh, well, I'll just wait till next week when she does it again. I want it to be special. So those are 2 little tips there. The other thing is stop reverting back to your old ways. If you came from somewhere else and you think in the back of your head like you have to work 24/7 or you have to message 24/7 or you're not doing enough because you're not doing what you did before, this is completely different. You have to untrain your brain. You're literally wiping your memory. If you could just the little sticks they have on Men in Black where they walk up to you and they're like, bzzz, and your whole brain goes blank. That is what I want to do to every single person on this team that came from somewhere else, because it's almost like the exact same thing I had to do to myself. I was so stuck where I was that I brought all that crap over here, and it's not like that here. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to cold message. There's so many different things that you don't have to do. So you need to make sure that you're not bringing all that fear and all that, all the bad negative stuff that you don't like about that over here. Like Nicole was saying, she's never ever going to go back to the ways of being at her, niece or nephew's birthday party and being on her phone the whole time. That's something that I'm working on really hard, because my husband's still complaining, you're on your phone 24/7. And I told you guys that on the team page last week, I guess. I was literally doing the same thing. And he's like, Skylar, you need to change this. You didn't come over here to do that crap. You came over here to get relief. And that's right. But it's up to you. So don't bring all that stuff with you. Wipe your slate clean. Erase your memory with your little Men in Black pen, whatever you have to do. Let's see. I'm going to throw a couple things at you guys real quick because I got to hop off and get on that live. But use the Messenger search feature to search for keywords to pull up your potentials. If you can't keep track of them, put them in Facebook lists like Melissa said, because she was on it with that. If you have a Facebook list, you will always keep track of your potentials. But if you haven't, go search your Messenger. Go search your contact manager within your back office. Those are 2 really good tools. Follow up with your team. If they haven't reordered and they're not commission qualified, I do that once a month. I start sending out messages. Hey, just so you know, you're not commission qualified this month. You might want to place an order to hold your spot in the tree so you don't lose all the people I put under you. That's a good follow-up message. Just keep it short and sweet. And last but not least, for the love of God, use the tools and the systems that we have in place. This pre-affiliate system is amazing. You have to use it. Get as many pre-affiliates in the system as you possibly can. That's all you need to know. If you get 30 in a week, you're going to sign up 5 or 6 people, guarantee it. I guarantee it. Maybe even more than that. It's a numbers game, but you're going out there and finding the people that actually want this. You're putting them in the system, and you're following up with them on Thursdays or whatever day you want to do it, screenshotting, having conversations with them. There's so many videos. If you type in the word Thursday on the team page, so many videos at your disposal that you can watch to teach you exactly what to do. And once you start doing it every week, it's going to be second nature. It's not going to feel like a strain. You're not going to say, oh, what do I say to this person? You're going to know exactly what to say. You're going to have everything laid out. And once you get in the groove, you're going to feel so much better. Like you're not straining. You're not trying to figure out what you're supposed to do or what you're supposed to say to people. So that being said, I'm going to close this out. I will let you guys know ASAP when the next one is. I will talk to all the girls that weren't able to make it tonight, and we will get on. And I want you guys to get on this live video and cheer me on because I am scared. That's not the only reason I want you to get on, but I am scared. So just get on it and tell me hi, or I just want to see like familiar faces. And I want your potentials on there so I can seal the deal for you. So I love you guys. I'm so excited. This was great. Lots of good information. And I will see you guys over on the live video. Bye.